I keep an extra chair at the table even when I'm eating alone. I didn't buy the extra chair on purpose. It came with the table. The listing said 4 chairs, and I didn't question it because questioning things felt like work at the time. When the delivery truck left, I carried them inside one by one and arranged them neatly, even though I knew I'd only ever use 1, maybe 2 on good days. For a while, the extra chair lived against the wall. It was harmless there, just another piece of furniture, waiting patiently for a version of my life that didn't exist yet. Then one night, without really deciding to, I pulled it up to the table. I was eating pasta straight from the pot because I hadn't felt like dirtying a bowl. I set the chair across from me and sat down, as it belonged there, as it had always been part of the arrangement. It felt strange at first, too deliberate, like I was staging something. So the next night I pushed it back. But the night after that I brought it out again. Now, it stays. The thing about eating alone is that it changes how you behave. You don't sit up as straight. You don't take smaller bites. You don't pause to ask how someone else's day was, or pretend you're listening when you're really thinking about something else. You exist differently. With the extra chair there, I noticed myself slowing down. I wiped the table before I sat. I poured my drink into a glass instead of leaving it in the bottle. I even turned the overhead light off and left the smaller one on, the one that makes everything softer. It wasn't about imagining someone else sitting there. I wasn't pretending. It was more like acknowledging the space. I used to fill that chair automatically. When she was here, we never talked about it. We just sat. Sometimes we ate together, sometimes we didn't. Sometimes one of us would scroll on our phone while the other talked, and neither of us would mention how rude that probably looked from the outside. We had a rhythm. Messy, unremarkable, comfortable. After she left, I didn't move the chair right away. I left it where it was, like the room might forget if I rearranged things too quickly. Eventually, I pushed it against the wall. That felt responsible, practical, like progress. Keeping it at the table now doesn't feel like regression. It feels like honesty. Some nights, I talk to it. Not out loud, not in words, just in that internal way you address things when you're trying to understand them. Other nights, I don't notice it at all. That's when I know I'm okay. Last week, my friend Mark came over. He's the kind of person who notices details but doesn't comment on them unless he's sure it's safe. He glanced at the table, then at me. "You expecting someone?" he asked casually, like it didn't matter either way. I shook my head. "No." He nodded. "Looks nice, though." That was it. No follow-up, no concern. He took the chair by the window instead, and we ate like normal people who weren't analyzing the furniture. After he left, I sat back down and looked at the empty chair again. I realized something then. It wasn't waiting. It wasn't lonely. It was just there. There's a difference between holding space and holding on. I used to think I was good at letting go. Turns out, I'm better at rearranging things until they stop hurting as much. Keeping the extra chair doesn't mean I expect someone to fill it. It means I'm not pretending the absence doesn't exist. Some nights, I imagine future versions of myself. Older, maybe calmer. Sitting at this same table with someone I haven't met yet. Or perhaps still alone, but comfortable enough that the chair doesn't feel symbolic anymore. Other nights, it's just a chair, and that's enough. The first time I noticed how much it mattered was when I almost gave it away. A neighbor posted in the building group chat asking if anyone had a spare chair. I typed out a response, hovered over the send button. Then I stopped. I wasn't upset. I wasn't sentimental. I just knew I wasn't done with it yet. I deleted the message and closed the app. That felt like a small kindness, not to the chair, to myself. I've learned that grief doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it seems like an extra place setting, Sometimes it looks like leaving room for conversation that isn't happening yet. Sometimes it looks like choosing not to shrink your life just because someone left it. Tonight, I'll eat dinner again. I'll probably scroll a little too long on my phone. I'll forget to light the candle I keep saying I'll use more often. The chair will be there. Not accusing, not hopeful, just present. And for now, that's exactly what I need.